I am NetMoverSitan. Welcome to Aethernaut, a first-person puzzle game which looks like it involves light and how it's used.
Come on, you piece of garbage! I will not stand for a 34th failure. And I have been nothing but gracious. So the least you could do is to work properly. I might not have much time left, but don't think for a second that I'm not stubborn enough to bash on you until my last breath if I have to. Come on, come on, come on! I really need someone to be listening right now. I've done enough talking to myself, and I'm a terrible audience.
I can see this is fairly simple. Put that light on the pressure plate.
Oh! You're alive! You're there! You triggered the button! Okay, hi! I'm so excited to see that you're up and running! Let me adjust the broadcast system. Hold on. It must be so confusing for you to wake up in this place. But have no fear. Cornell is here with knowledge. That's me, by the way. Dr. Louis Cornell. Pleased to meet you.
Indeed.
So, a little bit of bad news. I can't see nor hear you. There's a display here with some blinking lights, some wiggly lines, but that's all I have. Trust me though, I know how foreboding the construct can feel, and I'm here to keep you company. After everything I've done to get you in there, don't expect to ever get rid of me. Ever.
Well, it's not as if you have much of a choice in that matter. Oh, and by the way, I'm talking to you from a parallel world. One that's quite different from here. Yes. It's simple right now, but in my experience, it's only going to get more difficult. I've seen this sort of thing before.
Wow, I didn't expect anyone would manage to go through these experiments so fast. I'm keeping a record of your accomplishments here, for posterity. Think of it as a nice memento of your time in the construct, once you get out of this place. And if things go the way I hope they do, future generations will want to know everything about you, the Aethernaut. You've reached a visitor processing center, which we called the Rite of Passage. We've set up experiments in the adjacent rooms to test the visitors and ensure that they're worthy of the construct. I can't let you move on until you've proven yourself, so just choose any room and hop to it. And don't forget to get the prize at the end of each experiment.
The genius of the Aether cubes is that they don't actually need to contain the Maxwell-Hatham reaction. Instead, each cube contains a single Schrödinger particle, or S particle, with its counterpart dropped inside the reaction. This creates a wormhole which feeds the cube with the corresponding Aether. The cube itself stabilizes the S particle, so should it break, the wormhole would simply dissipate, making it perfectly safe for common use.
Oh, so that's how they work. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like you're going to need to switch Yes, these panels. Yes, this one works better with light. And now, I also need shadow. Or rather, you need shadow. Yeah. I can't believe that worked.
This is it! Your first vial of raw aether. These machines harvest aether and encapsulate it in raw form. We then process them into aether cubes, which are used to power devices all across the construct. You'll need a lot of raw aether later on, so make sure you grab all of the vials you come across.
Yeah. Best pick those up before you leave the experiments, for lack of a better term for them. Looks like you're going to need to aim this light to where you need it. And not just to open this door. You also need it to open this door. No, that's no good. You'll need a bit more than that if you want to. That might work. And no, it doesn't. Need to make a few adjustments if you want this to work. Specifically where you aim the searchlights. Yes, let's go with that. I'll stay quiet now as I'm probably distracting for you.
I hope you appreciate what a great honor it is to freely navigate these labs. In this construct, we made history every single day through all of our discoveries. But now, if I stepped out of my bunker, well, let's just say I wouldn't make it very far. And I certainly wouldn't want you to be deprived of the joy of my company.
Yeah, you'll probably go insane if we did have you talking, and looks like we need to check something in, and also check something out. Ah yes, now we can switch between light and shadow. Now that we have a means of generating shadow. Huh. That's easy.
A third vial already? My hero! You know, since we're about to spend a lot of time together, I need to get to know you better. There's a polling booth in the main hall, which we can use for a limited form of communication. I won't be able to ask your name or anything complicated, but don't worry, we'll get creative.
You might want to head there once you're ready to do so. Either that or you can go through the other experiments. Get some more ether files. I suspect you'll need as many as you can get. Yes, looks like you're going to need to approach this in a roundabout kind of way. Yes, why not switch the panels around? Well, at least that's some progress. Unfortunately, you need to find a way of cutting off the power here in order to open that door. Yes, this is going to be more difficult than expected, isn't it? As there are some panels that you can't just switch around. Oh yes, you could use that. Strange, it's staying open. Not so strange that the door is closed. You're getting close, though.
Yeah, to you too. Sounds like you won the grand prize, my friend. That alarm means that I no longer have time to send another Aethernaut if you can't complete the experiments. So, the fate of the world is kind of on your shoulders, but, you know, no pressure.
Okay, things are a lot more dire than we previously thought. Apparently there's an end of the world kind of scenario. So, yeah, it might be a good idea to... Yeah, you're going to need a light in order to open that door. Ah, there you are. The only problem now is... it generates shadow, not light, and... problem solved. Yeah, I guess what you're trying to do, but... yeah, you're gonna need something to weigh that down, and... these cubes are clearly lacking in weight. Ah, yes. Now we can open those doors and... well, you can. I think you know what to do now.
I don't want to inflate your ego, I'm just not an inflation kind of guy, but I'm pretty impressed by your progress so far. And that's really good because, well, spoilers, but the experiments deeper in the construct are far more elaborate than this. And unfortunately, I will be of exactly zero help throughout all of it. Except for top-ranked, patented moral support, of course. So fare thee well, my Aethernaut friend.
So that must be where the polling takes place.
Take a deep breath, no pressure. Here is the first question. What is your gender? I know, I'm boring myself with this question too, and I'll try to come up with a better one next time. But for now, left for male, right for female. A male. Of course you are. You would not believe how many guys worked in this place. Hey boss, how about a little diversity? I'm just kidding. My boss isn't here, and neither is anyone else. It's just you, me, and the end of the world. And now that you've answered, I'll open the door leading to the next area. Looks like someone is an overachiever. Methodical, gathering all 5 vials before moving on. You have my respect, Aethernaut. It's pretty admirable. You know what? Now's the perfect time to dive deeper into the history of this place. You'll have noticed how reinforced the construct is, built to withstand most threats, from the outside and within. It's a world-class science bunker built decades ago around a crashed starship buried deep in the mountains. Today, it's dedicated to the research, development, and harvesting of Aether.
It appears that those that used to work here were playing with fire. And they didn't just get burned. Yeah, that's probably a better way of arranging this. Although there's a... problem solved. Well, since the straight line path was closed,
I was part of a science team doing research on Aether, the ship's power source. Malleable and virtually limitless, Aether is the perfect energy source. It single-handedly brought our society out of the Dark Ages and into a new age of possibilities. You've already seen it power lights and cast shadows, but these are mere glimpses of the true potential of Aether.
yeah, gathered from alien spaceship. And this is making me think of Aperture Science. They generate portals, except not in this case, as they need to be on a surface such as a wall or a floor. Not between two dolls.
Prolonged exposure to Aether makes us vanish into thin air, regardless of any protective clothes. A few years ago, there was an incident which flooded the construct with Aether. We've since been trying to take back the facility by sending in an elite few who are resistant to the Aether's effects. That's why you were chosen to become an Aethernaut.
The first step to crafting an Aether Cube is to establish a sustainable connection with its origin in the parallel world. We've set up harvesters across the construct, which sole purpose is to create the S-particle and connect it to that world. As a final measure, we trigger the Maxwell-Haytham reaction, turning the Aether into a raw spark. Finally, the spark is kept within an aerolite-lined vial, endlessly fed through the S-particle and ready to receive a catalyst.
Oh yes, speaking of
The Aether won't vanish you, but you may still feel some side effects like amnesia and hair loss. The effects should only be temporary, however, so I'm sure your memories will return once you're out of the construct. You may even be able to grow a luscious head of hair, if so you choose. Anyways, you did sign a waiver, so whatever happens, we're fine.
That's a huge comfort, isn't it? Yes, you're going to need to find a way of getting the dolls in the right place so that you can go from here to there and back again without needing the door to be open. Yes, the connection needs to be through the window.
Ahead you'll find doors leading directly to the Narrows and the rest of the construct. So tantalizingly close. But I can't let you through until I make sure that you're ready for what's waiting on the other side. Go grab some extra Aether vials from the experiments here, and I'll open the door. You can even choose which ones to complete, like a big boy.
Right, now that you've had some time to think, let's keep gathering the Aether vials. Yes, I think we know what this is centered around. And it involves retrieving that. Not to mention this. Ah, yes. We need more of those. Well, we certainly need that to restore power to that doll. We also need a way of getting over there. Ah, good. It served its purpose. Now to get to the other side. Yes, you'll need a panel to make it work. Yes, like that one.
There used to be thousands of people living and working in the construct. When the incident happened, I barely managed to escape the flood of Aether, but most of my friends weren't so lucky. We logged the facility to slow the outpour of Aether, but for all of its reinforcements, the construct was never designed to contain something like this.
Yeah. We're in a disaster movie, aren't we? I wonder what character archetype we are. The token red shirts? The one that comes out on top no matter what, due to plot armor? Or perhaps due to complete insanity? Yes, it's best to do that. It's also best to see what's keeping the door closed, and it looks like it's that. You need to cut off the lights on the other side of those windows if you want to move on with this. Ah, good. And now, what's needed is... Wait, is... I can see a problem here. You need to get this here and... Oh, it stays open. That's a relief. Yes.
It wasn't long after that the Aether escaping from the construct gathered into a storm, which has perpetually grown ever since. The surrounding cities were evacuated, but we knew that the storm would be the end of the world if we couldn't stop it. So, the surviving scientists bunkered into a separate underground laboratory, and long story short, that's why we had to send you back into the construct. And I must say, you've been doing a wonderful job. I could not have asked for a more apt Aethernaut.
It's definitely a disaster movie. Aha. There's something down here.
We have devised catalysts which can be added to an Aether spark in order to positively or negatively charge its energy. This energy can then be transmitted through the light emanating from the spark, leading to wondrous results. In fact, light produced by negative sparks can cancel the effects of a positive spark from a distance. Recent advances have yielded a third catalyst, this one bending time itself in a remarkable display of potential.
Wait, did you just say bending time? Oh yes, and I need to remind you of this, as it's quite relevant to this situation. You are capable of jumping.
Whew, I'm exhausted from all this puzzle solving. Well, metaphorically solving. I don't think I deserve more than, let's say, 30% of the credit. Looking at this weekly line though, I think you could use a change of pace as well. I have one more question to ask you at the polling booth, and then it's off to the Narrows with you.
I don't think you want to go there yet, do you? As there's still experiments to do. Okay, this is going to be more complicated, I can already tell.
Is everything alright? I just saw a worrying spike on the wiggly line. Try to cheer up. Don't get overwhelmed by all of this. Just focus on what's in front of you, like solving these experiments and, well, I guess destroying my life's work.
It's either that or destroying what's left of humanity. What awaits the Aethernauts in the next experiment? Will this be much harder? Find out next time on Aethernauts.